one of the things when we met each other, I already knew I wanted to work with him. Mm-hmm. So that was already I was like, this is so cool because I'm with somebody that understands being in this industry, because that's probably one of the toughest things when you date somebody outside of this industry and they don't understand that you're not going to be around for Christmas Eve or you're working every weekend. Yeah. No, I can't go out on a Saturday night for dinner. Yeah. That's Monday. So it's for us, it's like we understand what we do and we both have the passion for what we do, and we made it.
Welcome to YMI Talking, a podcast where the guests are so good, you'll wonder why the host is even talking. In each episode, you will hear one of the leaders of the Lehigh Valley's vibrant business hub. They will tell you the keys to their success, the mistakes they've made, and what they have in store for the future. Here is the host of YMI Talking, from YMI Insurance, Jimmy Honachik.
All right, that is me, Jimmy Honachik, and I am joined by Emily. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. Yesterday was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
When this airs, it won't be yesterday, but yesterday for us was the Yes Chef Behind the Apron event. Mm-hmm. Elaine Zelker put it on for the restaurant industry, and so many good restaurants, chefs there, raising money for mental health for the hospitality industry. Mm-hmm. It was great. The event was wonderful. The food was awesome.
It was so good. I ate so much food.
I was so busy running around and doing things that I didn't eat nearly enough food.
Oh no.
But when I did, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And having the chefs, just talking to them and hearing them tell their stories was so awesome.
Yeah, it's not every day that you get to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hear the story behind them and their food. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And our guests on the podcast today, they were there.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, so we have Tim and Karen Widrick from the Lotus Group, which is Edge, it's SURV, it's Sunny Side Up. Tim talking about food.
Oh my gosh.
Is it's like a work of art.
Yeah.
I could listen to him all day describe food.
I feel like I could taste it as he was describing the stuffed French toast.
Yes. Would you say ASMR?
Yeah, it was like ASMR. He needs to have his own podcast.
I think it's $1 million idea. We need to underwrite this and make a lot of money off of him describing food. So we will stop talking about it and let Tim do the talking.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Tim and Karen, here we go. Every now and then we get people that I love, who are great people and who I'm just excited to have the conversation with. And this is absolutely one of these. Karen and Tim Widrick from the Lotus Group. You guys are incredible. I've gotten to know Karen very well through the Bethlehem Chamber, and this is going to be a treat for me, and hopefully it will be for you guys.
Oh, we're super excited. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you. Absolutely. So first off, 3 restaurants, right?
Yes. Edge Restaurant, which is 23 years old. SURV, which just turned 5 years old, November 11th. And then Sunny Side Up, which is also out in Forks Township. They turned 2 years old, April 13th this year.
How did you get started with that? How do you see the need, or I guess what's the process behind getting that?
Which one?
All of them.
Well,
let's actually back up. You guys, let's, it is, I think there's some couples that I've had on here and they're like power couples, and you guys are absolutely one of those. You're running 3 restaurants and you're sleeping in the same bed together. How does that happen? How do you guys make that work? How did you guys meet? Let's start there.
Okay. So Tim and I met 12 years ago, actually, back this year, at Court by Barton Steakhouse, which is no longer, it's 515 Main. So I was working there. I was the manager and he was the executive chef at Edge, which he's been for 23 years. You can dive in anytime too, babe. But
you haven't gotten anything wrong yet. He doesn't need to jump in.
Yeah. So we met, he came in and I thought he was dating someone that worked there. And then I found out he was single. So I swooped right in. So we met there and then we started having lunches together. And I was like, listen, I'm not trying to date you for 2 years. So either we're going to do this. And I said, or I'm going to go on my way. And 9 months later, we were married, and 12 years, here we are.
9 months later. I love that.
9 months later.
So you knew Tim, did you know like right off the bat that this was meant to be?
Yeah. At first I was a little, I don't know, but then it started growing on me and stuff. Because I was single forever because I just worked and that's all I did,
Yeah.
I didn't have time for anything.
Let's talk about that though. I mean, working in the restaurant industry, it is consuming, right? I mean, it is.
Oh, it's our life.
Yeah. Time consuming, life consuming. Tim, how did you get started and, what drove you to that industry?
Well, I was out of high school a couple of years and I was just doing odd and end jobs. So I was just ready to like throw a dart at the map and just move. And my mom's like, well, you like cooking and I grew up on a farm. So
Yeah.
she said, all right. So I applied to Johnson & Wales in Providence, Rhode Island. And then that's history. It's almost 30 years now.
And came out of that knowing you wanted to get into the culinary field?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I had a passion for it. Still do. I love it every day.
Yeah. You have to, right? I mean,
Yes.
because of how demanding it is, you have to love it.
We 100% love what we do. It's like when we do our pre-shifts with our teams, like my slogan is we're memory makers. Like we set the stage, we have the atmosphere, the service, the food, and people come in and we make everlasting memories.
Yeah.
And then they get to talk about it and share it. It's like, we've seen weddings and engagements and baby showers and birthdays and retirements. And so, that's the passion out of it.
Yeah. There's something about food that really does unite people and make those memories. And it's very cool that you get to be at the center of that. I love eating food, but I have no culinary skills whatsoever. It's a real art to it. Where does that come from? Like you said, have you always had that, side of you?
I guess it's been in there. I don't know. And just comes out. And like, I've always like pretty much taught myself like to try this, do this, try. And it's eventually going to come out good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the inspiration? We've got the 3 restaurants, in terms of the culinary styles at each, are they all kind of similar? How do you decide, we want SURV to be this and we want Edge to be this?
Pretty much Tim's heavy in French cuisine. So they're all like French technique. Edge is more Asian infusion. SURV is more French technique, American fare. And Sunny Side Up is just scratch. So they're all scratch kitchens. So I'd say 90% of everything. Edge and SURV more like 95%. Everything is scratch made.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Scratch made. So it's like really Sunny Side Up. The only thing we're not making is our own bread.
Okay.
That's like the major product that we buy.
Wow.
But like pancake mix, waffle mix, we make all that.
Really?
Yeah, they're our own recipes. Our sausage patties, our sausage, we grind. We make our own sausage patties. Nothing's bought.
Wow.
So, and I think that's what's fun in our restaurants is like the quality of our food. And, that's the one thing that we pride ourselves in, just the quality of the freshness, scratch.
That must add another layer of complexity, though. How do you navigate, managing that on top of everything else that goes with running a restaurant?
We're just present. We're present with our teams, and we're there to help them and make them, help them to be the better versions of them that they want to be. And we're very, very, very fortunate because we have amazing teams.
Yeah.
Front of the house and back of the house. We really do. They care as much as we care. And I think that goes to show just because of how much we care and how much we're there with them. They want to do that. So, we couldn't be any prouder.
Yeah. You must be doing something right because I talk to a lot of restaurant owners and something we hear all the time is labor shortage and just getting good people is so hard to do. But you're able to not just get them, but kind of keep them on board.
Them. Yeah. We retain them.
How do you make that happen?
Quality of life. It's that work-life balance.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to burn our team out. We want to make sure they're home. We want to make sure they're with their families. We want to make sure that like our managers are 50 hours a week. If they're over 50, we don't really push them to be over 50. They do it if it like absolutely has to be.
Yeah.
But I think that's where it comes from. I've worked in restaurants before owning them where I was 60 plus hours. I had no life and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So it's like, I live that life and I'm like, I said to myself, if I ever own a restaurant, this isn't what I'm going to do to my team. So it's what we don't want to do to our team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
talk to me about your history in the restaurant industry. So where did you start?
I started at 18 years old at Red Lobster at the Lehigh Valley Mall as a hostess.
Did you get unlimited biscuits? Like,
yes,
I love those biscuits.
Love those biscuits. Yes, I eat biscuits every day.
Oh, man.
And then it kind of went from there. I grew up doing construction with my dad. My dad was, well, he's retired now, but he had a construction company. And I wanted to take that over. But this is back in the early 90s, and women didn't run construction companies. And I was like, you know, okay, sure. So then I got into bartending. For
the record, I think you would have done very well.
I would have did great.
Yeah.
You know, and when my dad hears this, I'm going to tell him that.
Please do. Yes.
But so I really enjoyed doing that. I'm a hands-on type of person. And then I got into bartending. And I'm like, well, this is awesome because I was making triple the money my dad was paying me. So I was
How about that, Dad?
Yeah, Dad. But it was like, I had a great time and I fell in love with the restaurant industry and the passion for it. So I started off, I was an assistant food and beverage director at the Holiday Inn Conference Center in Fogelsville, which has changed hands. That was awesome. And that again, too, I was the first woman in that company in the food and beverage industry.
Wow.
Because again, we're still coming out of those times where women just didn't do certain jobs. Now that I'm dating myself. But it was just a passion. And then as I grew, I got out of it for about 8 years when I was with my ex-husband. And then I started a detailing company. So then I was detailing cars and tractor trailers and all kinds of stuff. And then when that crashed and burned miserably, it was terrible. I went back into it, and that's when I started at Corked.
Okay.
And then when I started at Corked, that's where I met Tim. And then everything really and truly, like, he has taught me so much about the kitchen aspect of it because I was so hands-on in front of the house. And then I started working in the kitchen and learning from him. And then, you know, I had a little bit of culinary. Like there were some things I could do. I could cook. I just couldn't do what he does. So, and then, I mean, really and truly, like, that's where it all started. That's awesome. It was like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Our first few years were tough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, we were like, what did we do?
Almost didn't make it.
On the business front, on the marriage front, like
all of it.
Really?
Marriage, yeah. Because I'm a strong individual and he's a strong individual, and I come in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
I just want to be like, we're going to do this and change it. And
yeah.
And he was like, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like, changing stuff.
He's like, but it works now.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it was like, and it was really a testament to him and I, and just the commitment we made to each other. That, I mean, it was bad. And then we were like, okay. And then we would talk it out, and it would be fine for like 2 weeks, and then we'd yell at each other again.
Yeah. How did you get through it? Like, you're in, it seems like a good spot now, you know, both from the business and the relationship side, but how do you push through that?
You just have to be committed.
Yeah.
You just have to say, I'm sorry. You know, like, whether you were right or wrong, you have to just acknowledge what you did or said and say, all right, let's move past it and keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know, like, words hurt. I get it. But at the same time, if it's something you're committed in being in, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
You can't hold on.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to hold on to everything, then you're going to stay complacent.
Yeah. Are you guys good at saying I'm sorry? I am good at saying I'm sorry, to your point, like whether you did it or didn't do it. If I did it, I'm the first person to say I'm sorry. If I didn't, I really struggle with that.
Oh, I don't say I'm sorry if I didn't. No. I do say if I mess up, I have no problem owning it.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I just walk around saying I messed up. I don't even know if I did, but I'm sure that at some point I have. So it helps out a lot that way.
Yeah. So, but if I didn't do it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that one.
So then talk about the growth at Lotus Group, right? You've got, you know, Edge is the kind of the flagship, right? And that's where it all started.
Yep.
And then you decide to launch SURV when?
It was probably,
COVID.
It was before COVID. We were looking for, it was us and our business partners. We decided that we were going to open another restaurant. So we started looking probably in like 2018. And then by the end of 2019, we signed a lease. So then that December is when we signed the lease. So then we started construction and everything in December of 2019. And then March of 2020, we got shut down.
Oh my God. So
yeah,
we are working with some restaurants right now, and we know build out costs are not cheap. So you've invested all of that and now can't really be open?
Yeah.
How do you, was that the hard part in the relationship? Because that feels like.
No, that wasn't hard at all. That was just like, we looked at each other and there was a lot of nights of tears and wondering and what ifs and like, are we done? Did we lose everything?
Yeah.
Like, you know, we had to take loans out against our house and all kinds of stuff just to open because we lost funding.
Yeah.
But it, honestly, like if it wasn't for our landlord out at SURV, we wouldn't be open.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He really stepped up and came to bat for us and helped us out financially to make sure that we were stable and were able to open. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you took the success at Edge and now everything's cooking at SURV. Pun actually wasn't intended, but SURV, we did, speaking of retirement parties, we did a retirement party there. And there is, what was your term? Like memories? You're trying to make memories?
Yeah, memory makers.
Yeah, you feel it when you walk in there. It's magical. And I remember pulling up and it is a strip mall. And I'm like, is this where the restaurant is? And then you turn the corner and it is like an oasis there. It's really, really, you've done such a good job there. Talk to me about, what the idea is behind SURV and how it's maybe a little different than Edge.
SURV was the first restaurant, the only restaurant that us and our business partners did. It was a shell. Like the 5 windows where the booths are was a brick wall.
Wow.
So none of that was there. So like to walk in there and to have an envision on how to design it. And it was myself and my business partner, her and I designed the whole thing.
I don't understand this, Karen. How can you be good at everything, right? Like I couldn't imagine designing something like that.
What's the construction part of me?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's where that comes from.
Interesting.
It's the construction part of me, the vision. Like we created a vision board. Her and I both like expensive things. So we created a vision board and we found the product and we put it together and it's like our baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was just concrete walls.
And then you say, all right, everything is going well. We got through COVID. Let's start another restaurant. Like opening SURV wasn't traumatizing enough.
So that
was a struggle. I mean, the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
She had to stay at Edge. She worked on the line cooking.
Yeah, I stayed at Edge for the first 3 years, but with Sunny Side Up now, that I did on my own. So where Sunny Side Up was another breakfast place and it went out of business. And our retirement is to own a breakfast and lunch spot.
Okay.
And when that space was available, I was already in my head saying, man, I would really want that spot. And then it became available and I was at lunch with a friend or at breakfast with a friend and we were talking about it. And I just said, all right, we're going to do it. Contacted the landlord, told him I wanted it, came up with a name. I didn't even tell him. I came home and I said, I did a thing today. And he goes, what did you do? I'm like, well, we now own Sunny Side Up, the name. And I told the landlord we want the spot. And then our business partners just had a baby. So I wasn't even sure if they were if they wanted to be a part of it because they just had a newborn.
Yeah.
But no, we all pitched in and we cleaned it up and opened it up. And the first 3 months were terrible. We did not know what we were doing.
Well, I was going to say, it's very different than the dinner bar scene.
Yeah.
We were bad. Hour ticket times, running out of food. Him and I are screaming at each other. Yeah, I thought we were getting divorced there too.
We weren't prepared.
We weren't prepared.
Yeah,
but it took us. We turned to. We have a great team out there as well. They're kicking, you know what, and again, we just are so grateful just for the teams we have at each spot, because they care about putting out a great product. They care about putting out great food. So it's like, we're very, very fortunate. And that's what makes it easy. Yeah. That's what makes it easy.
What is your favorite meal of the day? I'm about to go into a bunch of favorites here.
Favorite meal of the day. I don't have a favorite meal.
Okay.
Because I eat during certain times, but
Are you regimented?
Yes.
Yeah, I get that between like the mushrooms. I feel like you're a very like on it person.
Yes.
Okay.
Very. I eat chicken breast and scrambled eggs.
Okay.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Like that's my meal.
Together?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Or brunch.
That's my brunch.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a grilled piece of chicken, scrambled eggs, a little bit of goat cheese on top, and scallion.
I mean, it does sound pretty good.
Hot sauce on the side.
And a
Yeah.
lot of
Nice.
times we meal prep for you. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll meal prep for me and stuff. But if I'm in the restaurant on the go, that's my go-to meal.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, your favorite meal of the day?
I'm like her. I'm not a favorite guy at all. I love everything.
Okay.
But right now, my favorite thing is we make fresh
English muffins.
English muffins at Edge. So I have that toasted up, and I'll put some roasted ham and Cooper cheese. It's kind of my go-to.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I am a big breakfast guy. So that is the one Lotus Group restaurant that I have not been to yet. So I need to get up there and try it. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and Edge is also open for breakfast. We opened up Edge back in April. So we're going, 10 months now? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. We were at that ribbon cutting. And the breakfast you guys do is insane. There was a stuffed French toast.
Yes.
Can you talk about that just so I can salivate a little bit
Go
here?
ahead. That's all you.
Well, we do classic French toast. We dip it in the egg batter I put some cinnamon and vanilla in there, and we sear it up on the flat top, get a nice golden brown, and then we'll put that's the cream cheese filling with we saute apples with brown sugar and cinnamon. And we'll mix that with cream cheese and put it in between.
Tim, can the rest of this podcast just be you describing food to me? It sounded so good. That's awesome. So yes, something I meant to ask before when you were talking about it, Karen, French style. What is French style? Like, what makes French cuisine different than other cuisines?
That's a Timothy Widrick question. Chef.
Well, classic French technique is like, that's what the base cooking is based upon, like in French cuisine. So it's like there's the mother sauces, which have all derivatives under them, and it's just the classic French techniques like roux and sauces. I'm a big sauce guy. For me, like you put a filet on a plate, it's like whatever.
Yeah,
it's all about the sauce.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big sauce guy.
Yeah, and that's like some of the classics that we hold on to, and this all came from Chef Tim, is like, our veal stock. It's a 2-day process. So our team is doing veal stock for 2 days, cooking that down, and that's the base for our sauces for the steak. Mm-hmm. Your peppercorn sauce that you haven't made in a while.
She's not mad.
Yeah.
I got that hint right away.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it's like, and then we do the other, like once the sauce is made, then they fill the kettle back up, and then we create a re-wet, and then we freeze that, and then that is the base to start our next sauce. So it's all about the flavor.
Yeah. Can you give yourself a little plug here? Just like, I think the made from scratch, we kind of walked past it, but that is such an important thing that you guys do that I think distinguishes you from other restaurants. Just talk about the made from scratch again a little more, because I do think that's really important.
Go ahead.
Well, we break down all our own meats, like for burgers and stuff. We use the fresh top round, Black Angus, and our burger is like pretty well known now. Because, when I first started it, I would just use the scraps from the New York strip steak, so it's just great straight meat.
Wow!
But then it got so popular, it sell out, and people get pissed off. I only got so much.
We would sell out by Wednesday.
Wow.
So when I started there, people were calling and they would pre-order burgers for their reservation. I'm like, we got to do something. This is not good.
Yeah.
Like, by Wednesday we have, because he's like, "Why? I have enough strip steak. I don't need to cut anymore." I'm like, we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
So so our burgers are fresh ground in house, but like from scratch, like our bread is made, our salad dressings are made, everything is scratch made.
Yeah.
The house butter, we whip up a house butter for breakfast. Our English muffins we're making. So again, it's like our desserts we make. So, and then like take for instance, we have duck breasts. Well, we use the whole duck. So duck breasts for the plate, duck legs for our gnocchi. We take the bones, roast them for our veal stock, and then the scrap from the duck is made into duck scrapple.
Wow.
So not one part of that duck is going to waste.
Yeah.
We're using it in 4 different components.
That's incredible.
So that's where the scratch comes from. Even like our chicken stock, we buy chicken legs and make our own chicken stock. Like we don't buy bags of it. We make it.
Yeah.
So
you're making me very hungry. I will point out that Emily came to us a vegetarian. And I think I've corrupted her. So yes.
Yeah, I'm no longer completely vegetarian.
That's okay.
So what is next? You guys don't strike me as the sort of people who will just sit still. I mean, I imagine you're still working through Sunnyside. But is there anything coming down the pike, or are you guys kind of comfortable where you are?
Yeah,
I get the sense
I have ideas.
that Tim is comfortable where
Tim is
he
very comfortable.
Yes,
Tim has been comfortable, very comfortable. I have broken lots and lots and lots of barriers with my husband, which I think is awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I do need someone to ground me once in a while, because if not, I just would stop.
But it's nice to have that person that compliments you, right? In that way.
Oh my, 100%. 100%. Sometimes I wish he would be a little faster for me. I'm like, come on, let's go.
How is it bringing it back home? Like, are you guys able to? I know my wife and I would never be able to work together and live together. She would want no part of that. How do you guys make that happen?
I think one of the things when we met each other, I already knew I wanted to work with him. So that was already I was like, this is so cool, because I'm with somebody that understands being in this industry, because that's probably one of the toughest things when you date somebody outside of this industry and they don't understand that you're not going to be around for Christmas Eve or you're working every weekend.
Yeah.
No, I can't go out on a Saturday night for dinner.
Yeah.
That's Monday. So it's for us, it's like we understand what we do, and we both have the passion for what we do, and we made a commitment to each other. And again, I say this to everybody, marriage is the hardest job you'll ever have. It's no cakewalk.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, are you willing to invest? And there has to be compromise. There has to be understanding and compromise. And yeah, you're going to have some nights where you're yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
But then the next day, as long as you can sit down and say, okay, listen, I know what I said, but this is why. And then there's that understanding. We're not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, we're just going to own up what we just did and explain why.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're good at, because I'll say this is why I'm saying this. I've learned, especially in this business, I'm just straightforward.
Yeah.
I don't sugarcoat it. There's no gray area. I'm very open about why I'm feeling certain ways, and I say it out loud. And then, I don't know. You have anything to say?
But you kind of have to be, right? You have to have that thick skin.
Especially in this industry, you have to have thick skin. There's, if not, Ryan.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because we are coming fresh off of the Yes Chef event from Elaine Zelker put this together, and it was incredible.
Amazing event. She does. Awesome. It's amazing.
It really is. But you hear the stories of the industry. How do you guys find commonality? I think there's a real sense of community within the industry. Do you guys find that, just walk me through sort of what you have found in terms of that within the industry?
I mean, the restaurant industry has been tight niched for forever. I feel we are a very special breed of people to do what we do. You have that passion, you give up a lot, you give up your life. So when we come together, it's just now in the last 2 years that Elaine has put Yes Chef Behind the Apron together, that the mental health awareness and substance abuse is being recognized. So it's always been there. Yeah. And I had a conversation actually last night with an old chef that I worked with. And he said the same thing to me. He was like, where was this 20 years ago? And I said to him, I'm like, you're right. I was like, 20 years ago, we just used drugs and drank. That's it. There wasn't any of this recognition. So it's super amazing to be a part and to see what Elaine is doing for our industry. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I guess while we're here, so we are sponsored season 3 by Z-Craft, which you guys are familiar with.
Yeah.
You go there, you get a pastry. Like Zeke's cooking is amazing as well, as you guys
amazing.
know. Yeah. And he takes his coffee very seriously.
Yes.
And so you go there, you get a coffee, and you have a sip, but sometimes sip happens. When is a time that sip maybe happened to you guys?
So that's a good question because I don't get embarrassed.
That goes back to the thick skin, right?
Yeah, I'm usually the one saying the funny stuff to make my own self laugh because I think everyone's too serious. So like really and truly for Tim and I, it's more of like, are we not going to kill each other? So how many days do we go or how many months? And we're like, all right, we're on a roll. And like, we've been doing really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and it's like, and we, we'll have a great stretch and then, something might be mounting up that we're not talking about. And then, things happen that, we explode and we have to regroup and sit back down and hash it out and just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Emily,
do you know when this episode airs?
It comes out 2 weeks from Friday.
Okay. Christmas. Do you guys do anything for the holidays? It's Bethlehem. It is Christmas City. What's happening at Edge, during the holidays?
Edge is 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
We the only day that we will not be at Edge Restaurant is on a Monday. You can find us Tuesday through Sunday.
Wow, that's awesome.
Morning, noon, and night.
There we go.
We'll be in the kitchen.
Yes, absolutely. Anything that we didn't hit that you guys want to hit? This is your chance if I miss something.
No, I don't think so. Thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh.
This has been awesome. Our very first podcast.
This has been awesome for me. So thank you guys. Tim, we're going to talk about some sort of spinoff where you just describe food to me because I love listening to you do that. This was truly an honor for me. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the YMI Talking Podcast. If you enjoyed this and want to hear more content from amazing personalities in the Valley, please subscribe, leave a rating, and drop us a quick review.